to Wild Moos. I'm Nicole.
And I'm Amy.
And we are bringing you a real, raw and raucous podcast.
An unfiltered truth behind running a business and running a family.
Dive in.
Hello.
Hello.
Cheeky chops.
All right, naughty tortoise.
Why am I a naughty tortoise?
Because you've been staying up late and working.
I have. I'm really tired. I'd say I have to. I just feel like the last couple of weeks have consumed me emotionally and have stopped me from doing all my normal stuff, and I just want to catch up. And this week I haven't been travelling. So because I haven't been travelling, I've been wanting to focus, but Martin's not very well, bless him. I've got to catch up in the evening, so I've been working really, really late. Like, there was one night I went to bed at 1. I know.
Was that the night that I had you on the phone until mega late? I'm sorry.
You had me on the phone till 10:30, and I was like, I'll get back to my work now then.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I went to bed shortly after that, and then Hope woke up immediately, and we're probably up for 3 hours. So I think
we're equal.
Yeah. Really fucked us the conversation, did. Really bad.
It was a great conversation, I think. Yeah. Was it just waffle?
Was it definitely waffle?
So,
because we didn't get the feel of each other in the day because we couldn't speak because it was too busy.
What did we do?
Well, you text me saying, I'm sorry I couldn't talk. I can't even remember. We didn't speak in the day. So
oh my God, the whole day?
Yeah, whole day.
I know. We do speak to each other at least twice a day,
I
don't
know,
we? I speak to you more than I speak to Martin,
Yeah,
I think.
I speak to you more than I speak to Martin. Especially when he's on shift. Who are you? Yeah. I've replaced you with Amy, sorry.
Oh, bless him. I wonder if Martin
what
feels
a week.
like...
Right, so let's recap. How long is it? We're going in, yeah?
Yeah, we're in. Balls deep.
I've got the worst image in my head. Right.
Oh my God, what's that film? It's so funny.
Saltburn?
No. There's a film and there's women in a bathroom. Oh, fucking hell. If anyone's listening knows this film, it's brilliant. And the women are in the bathroom and they're talking about the husband, the Immaculate Conception. The husband's never really had a hard-on. And she was like, well, how did you make babies? She went, I don't know, but I just kind of fold it up and shove it in and over the head.
Oh my God.
Oh fucking hell, what film is it? It's not Bridesmaids, but it's something like that. It's like The Hustlers or something. I can't remember what it is. And I'll never forget it. It was just that moment. I was like, that is hilarious. Thank God I don't have that problem.
Is this going to go into show notes then? Is this homework for everyone? Watch this, because it'll make your life.
What is that film?
We'll find out and report back. So, it has been... How long has it been since we've recorded? A week?
I don't know. It feels like a lifetime.
What day is it
I feel
today?
like this last week I've done like a year's worth of work in a week.
Yeah, it's been intense, hasn't it?
Yeah, really.
Really.
And it was bank holiday, so then you've got a shorter week. So I end up. That's why I've been working late. That's because I actually had Monday off.
I felt smug because I worked a bit of Monday, but really it doesn't make any fucking difference whatsoever. So I got on to Tuesday and was like, oh, fuck. Like, this is
I've now got 2 days worth of work to do in one day. I'm not smug at all.
No. Or less, actually, because I don't work Fridays, do I?
Oh, my God, yeah. Oh, and you're here now. So out of three days this week, you're here recording
lucky,
with
aren't
me.
you? Yeah.
Really privileged. Really privileged. So, yeah, come on, tell us about your week. It's been a bit tough for you, hasn't it?
It has been tough, but started great. We had the Marketing Foundation course on Tuesday.
That was so good.
That was fabulous. Tiring, but fabulous.
It was exhausting because you're standing there talking all day, right? However, it was the first one.
It was, so nothing will ever be as tiring as that.
I absolutely loved it.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did. And so did Jazz. I feel like we got so much from it. I came away with pages and pages of notes.
You were scribing.
I'm an avid note taker. I was always given the advice by a previous boss, don't ever take notes for you, take notes for the person that's not there.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just love it because also that's when it sinks in. So I might never refer to those notes again, but I know that it's in because I've written it down.
The research, I was talking to my sister about this morning, so much research about actually writing and the imprint that it has on your brain where it files into memory.
Yeah.
Because it's the association with the action.
Oh, I
which
just
is why
loved it.
I really want a Remarkable.
I really want a Remarkable. That's so
Do you want to
expensive.
sponsor the podcast?
Remarkable, do you want to send us a couple?
So you're scribing, you enjoyed it?
I loved it, but also because I do a similar activity, not as in depth as what you do, and I do it on the management training. But I'm the one hosting, so Yaz is normally the one writing all the notes, or the teamer. But for me to actually do it on my business as the founder, and knowing who my target audience and going back to that me 11 years ago, like with all of those notes around my wall in my living room, like, who is that person? Is it still the same person? It fucking is.
Yeah.
Who is that same clientele? Like, oh, it was just brilliant. So a lot of the time when you're working on other businesses, I was actually doing it for my own.
Yeah.
Because I was interested in theirs, but I was more interested in mine.
Of course. Well, yeah, you're there to work on your... And how often is it that you get the opportunity?
Never. So to actually have a day out.
Yeah.
And also, to take a day out when you're already drowning or swamped. And I literally had to tell everybody, I'm out of office today.
Yeah.
Don't phone me. I'm not going to be able to get back to you. And normally I wouldn't do that. I'd be like a bit stressy, going in and out of meetings, whatever. I literally said, no, not today, my friends, not today. And to spend the time with Yaz, and we just kept on writing notes to each other, like, what about that? What about that? Oh, it was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. So now we're redoing all of our brand guidelines and marketing guidelines for future franchisees to give them an entire overview of, although they will do my training with me, but this will be given to them along with their operations manual, which we've done, but not in this level of detail.
It just gives them that pack and the confidence and something to riff off, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Which...
But also now from that, it's scaling. Like, this is escalating. And actually I had a conversation with Yasmin this morning and she was like, I just feel like something big's coming.
Yeah.
And I said, honestly, I can feel like, you know, when there's like the trembles before an earthquake or a volcano or something, like there's a tremble going on.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here thinking, fuck, get your ducks in a row, girl.
Yeah,
Come on.
we need to get ready. We're literally in the rocket going...
Yeah, that's what it feels like. And all these things are happening around me. And it's the weirdest feeling because it is a bit like magic, isn't it? It's like a bit like fairy dust, but...
Yeah. I think it's really fucking exciting.
It is, and I'm ready for it now. When before, if you spoke to me a month ago, I'd have been like, nah, God, I can't do it. But I feel like I'm putting plans in place to make it happen.
Oh my God, the foundation work that's going on across the entire group at the minute is just going to get you set for such scalability.
And we're thinking now, what do we need for when it happens?
Yeah.
When before it was very much, what do we need if it happens?
Yeah.
What do we need if this happens? Like a conversation this morning with Yaz was about fulfillment.
Yeah.
Like that was a massive deal for us. And it was less than a year ago to move all of our stock to fulfillment to free up my time.
Yeah.
Well, now I've freed up my time. It's fucking worked.
Yeah.
Because now I've been working on the business rather than packing boxes.
Yeah.
So that's gone to fulfillment.
I think it's less than 6 months ago.
It feels like I've never not had it.
Right, we started the poddy in November and you moved to fulfillment whilst we were doing the poddy.
Yeah, true, yeah.
So it's...
Because it was such a big job at the time. But the company, they were brilliant, but they're not big enough now for us.
How mad is that?
Yeah, so... We're having it's been teething problems, but now it's got to the point where I can't pass it off as teething problems.
We did speak about it.
Yeah, they're such a nice company, but they're just not ready for my scale. So I'm going to have to move it, I think. I'm going to have to.
Do you think you'll talk to that other fulfillment, the one that I introduced you
Probably, the
to?
one that I fobbed off because he was new.
Yeah, but he's bigger. He's ready for scale,
He is. So I've now got to a point where I'm like, I'm running out of stock.
Yeah.
So I need to get it all sorted. And I need to work on... I mean, I've got so many different products, marketing products as well, uniform. Like, there's so many different SKUs.
Plus all
the Moos skin products, the wax. There's so much. And I'm running low. And I'm not... I've got enough for one more franchise, but not enough to then carry on. And I've just had...
Because you're going to jump ship, right?
Yeah. So I need to have a company ready where I can get 10 pallets of wax sent in and there's no problem.
Yeah.
And we just manage the website. But at the minute, it's like I'm managing them. And we had a massive order come through because Vanessa's taken over Hazelmere. So she's done £1,000 order. And I'm ringing them going, okay, she's ordered a lot of Moos skin. Can you make sure you wrap it correctly so there's no damaged bottles? Like, I shouldn't be doing that.
No.
because we've had so many damage, but we can't get hold of anybody, and they don't answer our questions, you know, about invoices and stuff. There's just no communication, and I'm like, I can't scale with this.
No. Not...
So yes, you're a nice company, and I really want to work with you because I like you as people. But actually, for me, we talk about moose skin, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not ready for that because I can't even sort out. It would be back to me picking and packing if I scale moose skin. But also, if I evolve my when I scale moose skin, yeah. Also, new lines, if I add any new products. I've got a new uniform to sort out. There's lots of stuff, and I'm like, I actually just want someone that can take that, and I'll pay more for it.
Yeah, because you know that you've got the security and the confidence.
And I know that it's given me the time, so it's worked. It's been a good trial, but I don't know how I'm going to... It'll be me and Martin in a van.
No.
Picking it all up?
No.
Why?
Why can't you get the new fulfilment company to collect it?
From Yeovil in Somerset?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, it's worth talking to them about cost. It can be a negotiation factor, can't it?
Oh, yeah. Never thought about that.
You don't want to be doing it yourselves.
No, I don't.
No. See if they'll help you.
Yeah, okay. Good shout.
It makes more sense, doesn't it, for them to do it? Because otherwise you're going to be going driving down there, driving to the new place, doing it, which is wonderful, but it's a real test.
It's a control thing as well, isn't it? Because it's all my stock, and no one will love it or take care of it like I will. Yeah,
but you need to give them the control, like give them the chance. It's a very, very good test. They're going to have the stock anyway.
Yeah. And because there's so many lines, when I saw this fulfillment centre, it was lovely to see it, but it is like one of those old bric-a-brac shops that's got fucking everything in that you can't see anything. Yeah. And she's like, I know it looks chaotic, but we know where everything is. But none of my stuff is all over the place. It's like wherever there's any holes are gold. Do you know what I mean? There's a space.
Mind you, Amazon, I've done a tour of Amazon before, the warehouse at the bottom of the bypass.
Yeah.
And it's exactly like that.
Is it?
Yeah, there's random shit next to random shit. And these have got the robot, they had the robot pickers as well alongside human pickers. If that gives you any comfort, it was like a book next to fucking razor blades.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's like that, but I was like, why is my stuff not all together? And she's like, oh, because it's spacing and stuff. And I was like...
They're optimising and I think it's normal, I believe. My one experience.
It just felt so cluttered. And I suppose for me, I always had this vision of this big airy warehouse with these forklift trucks and these metal, like IKEA.
Yeah.
That's what I imagined. That's exactly
Costco.
What... Yeah, like I imagined.
Yeah.
And then all mine would be laid out and beautiful and like then put barcodes in front because I'd be like, I want to go in and label it all and pick and pack. I'd love it.
Not when the shit's on fucking
but
level 2,
then I was like,
level
the box
7.
is where? And it's under there and there's stuff on top of it. How do you get to that? Like, no. It's like, I don't know. It's one of those jobs. It's another. It's one of those you kind of go, oh my God, it's massive.
It's not, well, yes, it feels massive, but you are in growth scale phase. So this is now, it doesn't need to be you and Martin that do everything.
Oh.
You can pick up whatever you want to, but if anything...
We're so used to doing everything ourselves,
If this last 6 months has taught us anything, it's that your time is 100% best served strategising.
Most definitely. But I suppose I've been in this part of business before when you're in that growth stage and it's a bit turbulent. And I'm sometimes sitting there going, like, I know I joke, hold on to your pants, like this is all going to kick off. But every time I think I'm just like 70-80% of the way through, I'm like, no, you're not, back to the start again. However, I'm really starting to see teams form.
Amazing.
I'm really starting to see people grow quickly and develop. We've now got different roles. We've restructured a little bit in the salons, changed a couple of the management roles. I'm getting people ready to level up. And we're getting people apply for jobs that I didn't actually know wanted it, which is really exciting.
That is, yeah.
And then somebody I've got running one of the salons is completely blowing me away. She's so young and she's so good.
Amazing.
And I'm like, you are exactly what I need.
Yeah.
And then I've got Kirsty, who used to work for me, that's now coming in as a consultant 1 day a week. And I've given her everything I want her to focus on. And I've just said, now run with it.
Yeah.
And she's like, I am all over this. Like, I'm so excited to have these people. And I always remember my brother saying, don't forget, you need your A players. You've got to pay the money, get your A players in, get people that can run this business. And at first, when he first told me, I was really pissed off with him.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, fucking hell, you don't know anything about my business. How can I afford A players? Like, Jesus Christ, I'm like promoting people within. I want to really develop my team and I want all of this. And he's like, you'll understand. You need people that you can rely on. You can't keep teaching everybody. You can't keep holding everyone's hand. And then when I got Kirsten, I was like, oh yeah, now I know what you mean.
Well, you pay for the experience and the skills that don't exist in the team currently.
Yeah.
And the long game
Which is always a bit sad, isn't it? Because you can't... I know it is because...
But that's part of it, isn't it? And the long game is... And it's not by osmosis, but being surrounded in the developing and growth of the company, those people will see and get to feel what they like, what they don't like. Yeah. And the good thing is, the people that you're bringing in to help, ones that are really inclusive and will show that to the rest of them.
And they will really embed that culture, everything I need into those businesses. So that I will be in a position where I can choose. Yeah. I can choose whether I continue with it or I can sell it as a franchise. But that would be my choice. Yeah. And I was so close to being like, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. Like with the salons. Yeah. Like, oh, this is too much. Operationally, this is too much. And I kept on having people, like really good advisors, like Tim, saying, just get your ops right. Just get the right people in. And actually you won't have any of this stress. And I said, for 5 years, I've never had a holiday without being disturbed. Yes. I've never had time. And I get, and I like a founder, director, like ops manager, I get it. But last year was hell. Yeah. Operationally.
Oh my God, the summer,
It was absolutely hell. Mm-hmm. And I don't think I had one day without dealing with a problem in the summer, and especially in my holiday. And I was just like... I don't want this anymore. Yeah. Actually, I choose my family, my sanity, all of this. I don't want to be setting my alarm to see if anyone's phoning sick. Mm-hmm. Like, this is too much. But I felt like I was just wading through it. So it was like, it was easier just go, oh, I don't want this anymore. Mm. For the money, for the profit, it's not worth it. Get rid. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, actually, I am not a quitter. I refuse to give up and I will not sell a problem. Mm. I want to be in a position where I go, quite actually, I don't need to do anything with it really, other than guide a few people. So, no, I can keep it.
Which is where you're getting to now.
Yeah. Now that I've got the right people in, most definitely. That's really exciting, isn't it? Yeah. But also, when you bring in those superpowers, you see other people level up. Yeah. That's exciting for me. Yes. Because I know that that's something I could do if I was there enough. Bar. Yeah, I am raising the bar and that level of professionalism and standards and like, no guys, we're better than this. Yeah. We expect more. We are not average. No. And we're delivering average and we've been delivering average and that's not okay. We need to sort this shit out.
One of your USPs, like how amazing is that? And there's not many. I don't think there are many in the beauty industry that hold your standards in such high regard.
I think there's a lot of people in the beauty industry that do, but there tend to be one-man bands. Yeah. The thing is, there's not many chains to compare to. Mm-hmm. There's some spa chains, like Pure Spa. I know what she does is brilliant, and I know that her standards are impeccable, but it's spa treatments, you know. I know a couple of chains. Sleep and Beauty is another one in Scotland. She has impeccable standards. Mm. I know KG Salon. She's got her one salon. I know that is... But there's not many chains in the beauty industry.
I love how much of a trailblazer you are. Like, absolutely love it.
Oh, thanks, babe.
It's really admirable and inspirational for anyone who's considering business. Mm. Because you're going, oh, are you all going over that way? Well, I'm going this way.
It's so fucking hard, though. I know, It's so hard going against the grain.
Yeah, I know.
Because you question everything. Mm. You question absolutely everything. And if no one else is doing this, why am I doing it? Why is that?
Why am I bucking the trend?
Yeah, why am I bucking the trend? I question. We've talked about this before, haven't we? But I do question it a lot. However, I feel over the last 2 weeks, I am firmly standing in the right place at the right time. Yeah. And I see it going forward, going, that with or without you energy that we heard on that poddy.
Daniel Priestley, we'll love you forever.
Absolute ledge. Just ordered his book actually,
nice.
And bought into Score App.
Yes.
Like, honestly, this man,
fully in.
I am fully. I've ordered the book
you
on
were saying
Score App.
With or without you energy.
With or without you energy has really struck a chord with me, and you. We talk about it a lot now, don't we? Yeah. And I am completely embodying that. Like, I'm going. And my brand is good and brilliant and cool and different and all of these amazing things. And I need to stop worrying about what other people think.
Yeah.
Because I ain't going to please everybody.
No.
And those people that would look at it and, like, those snobs that would look at it and go, oh, it's just not classy enough. Or it doesn't look like John Lewis has thrown up in your salon, so I don't like it. Or it's not like, it doesn't belong in Harrods. That's okay, because I'm not trying to get into Harrods.
No.
I'm trying to get onto every market town high street. That doesn't warrant
Harrods,
stuck up
Johnny Lou. No.
Stuck up salon that is clinical and, you know, all of these things. So where before I was like, oh, you know, I was questioning everything, wasn't I? Is my brand, like, is it still okay? Is it still cool? Would people still want to come? Do people still like this whole recycled, upcycled vibe?
Of course they do.
You know, I've got flowers in my window. Do people think it's gimmicky? I had a few people come into my space that questioned it. People that worked for me as well. There was one in particular that worked for me, older therapist, lots of experience, had worked in lots of clinics, and she didn't like the pinnies. She thought they were too gimmicky. She didn't like the name, that Moo name. She thought it was a bit childish. She didn't like the fact that she had a Moo name. She thought the salon was just a bit, like, not white enough, not clean enough, as in, like, clean as in aesthetically.
Yeah.
And she tried to change it a little bit. And she questioned a lot of it, and there was a lot of things circulating back to me via my team that were like, oh, she feels like this and she feels like that. So it's made me overanalyze everything, and it made my team feel a little bit like, oh, is it a bit gimmicky? Do we like our Moo names? Do we like our pinnies? You know, it's okay to question things, and it's okay to evolve, and it's okay to grow, and I'm down for that. But that person really came in and made me evaluate everything.
It's no bad thing. Is she still with me?
No. And I'm really pleased that she did.
Yes.
Because it's made me evaluate. I'm going to modern up a little bit, for sure. It's 10 years old. I'm not changing the logo, but I'm going to put more of, like, the Moos skin stripes and stuff and that colour branding. And actually, I'm really excited about this. I found a company to make your own wallpaper.
Amazing. So
I've downloaded, like, the image of the Moos skin stripes, and the Winchester salon's going to hopefully,
amazing,
if it falls within budget, because she's got quite a high spend on fit out, if it falls in budget, she's going to put the Moos skin stripe wallpaper in.
It's beautiful.
How fucking cool is that? Yeah. So it made me question a lot of things. And then I was like, no, actually, because then combine that with our avatar work. I know who my person is for franchise. I know who my clients are. And they don't think it's gimmicky.
No.
And if they do, then they're not for us. And that's okay, with or without you.
Yeah.
Because we care about service, we care about standards, we care about all of these things, consistency, incredible products, all this stuff. They're the people, they're going to love it. 100%. They love that it's recycled and upcycled. They love that it's different. They love that they can kick their shoes off, grab a cuppa and sit down, have a chat or read a book.
Well, there is a lot to be said for every single one of your franchisees. Please forgive me if I'm wrong, but every single one of them has been a client of Moo's.
No, so Gigi worked for me.
Yeah.
And Kriya had never heard of Moos and found me on Google.
Oh, wow. But the majority...
But she was looking for a beauty franchise specifically.
Right.
She was specifically looking for beauty and couldn't find what she was looking for. Came across Moos. She came in for a treatment. She was like, oh, I love it. Because she used to go to non-standard salons. She always had beautiful nails. She's very well kept. But, you know, she's got incredible taste in clothes. She loves designer stuff. Yeah, she's got really beautiful, classy taste. So I'm surprised she used to go to non-standard salons, but it's because she couldn't find the type of salon she wanted to go to. But she is our perfect client.
How many other people are out there that are in the same boat that are going, I can't... I mean, I'm one in Bedford. Like,
yeah, you are our avatar, so is Yaz.
But there's not... Where can you go?
There's salons. There are salons, but...
not my kind of salons.
It very. There's so many people would look at the beauty industry and think that it's absolutely saturated, but there's not enough focusing on the vibe and energy of a business. I think there's some individuals, but like I said, no chains, that there's no brand recognition.
Yes.
You would find somewhere, find a therapist, find a few people that you like, but there's nowhere that you go, I know that brand, I know who they are and I know what they stand for. And
like for hair, Tony and Guy, for example.
Yeah, you kind of know what you're getting with Tony and Guy. I would choose Headmasters over Tony and Guy, but Headmasters is a chain franchise anyway.
Yeah.
But Headmasters
that doesn't exist in beauty, not nationwide.
No,
not that I know of anyway.
No, there isn't anything. Dino are doing the same. Massage company are doing the same, but they're
but Moos is
no, but there's nothing doing nails and waxing that's this level. Yeah.
So I think we only got to Tuesday.
Oh God. Yeah.
Wednesday we had some brainstorming time here, didn't we? That was cool.
Yeah, we talked all about funnels.
Funnels.
Fun funnels.
Fun funnels. Franchise fun.
That was really good because I didn't have a fucking clue about any of it. I won't say I still don't, because I do now. I have a much better idea and I have a plan. But again, it's another meaty project. But once it's done, it'll be incredible.
That's one and done vibes. And then just refining, isn't it?
Precisely. So that, along with lead generation, I've put together my first lead generation quiz with Daniel Priest's stuff on what type of entrepreneur are you? Haven't put it out there yet. But yeah, so are you like... I've done 5 different headings of, are you the budding entrepreneur? Are you the perfect franchisee? Are you... No, I can't remember what I called it. And then the actual, like, the best employee ever. Because not everybody... People think the side hustler I've got in there as well. Like, you don't... There's so many different types. And actually, wheedle it out. You might not be an entrepreneur in the first place. You might be a really good employee and just stick with a really good career because you don't want the stress.
Yeah.
And then I've put, like, the take over the world type person. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so... And then I've created this quiz that works out who you are.
It's exciting.
Isn't it? And then that'll be my lead generation into my funnel once it's done. Who the fuck am I?
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, that's really exciting. So there's lots of things going on. But yeah, we've only got till Tuesday. Then we went out on Saturday.
Yeah, before that, my cat died.
Mr. Gray.
Mr. Gray had to be put to sleep.
Mr. Gray was lovely.
He was lovely, yeah. He had masked a very, very horrific illness. He was really poorly.
Was he?
Yeah, really poorly. So I got off a call on Thursday afternoon. Luckily, Matt was at home and he was just laying in a really funny position in the conservatory, which he loved because it's so sunny and so warm. But he was breathing out of his mouth, which they don't tend to do. And I said to Matt, I was like, the cat's dying. He said, don't be so fucking ridiculous. I was like, no, I need you to come in here and look at him. And he did. And we spoke to the vet and the vet said, come down straight away. They put him on oxygen and then they tested his blood and he was very, very ill. So we had to put him to sleep on Thursday night. This is all on the backdrop of Wilson, our German Shepherd, being quite poorly as well because his leggies have gone like most shepherds do. But both animals, so I had Mr. Gray when I got him in the June and met Matt in the August. And then we got Wilson in April. So they like signify a lot of our relationship. So that was Thursday. That was a bit shit. I told Eddie on Friday morning, and I tell you now, him and Hope are keeping us sane.
Are they?
Yeah. So I sat him down and I said, Eddie, I'd read about how to play it because this is the first death that we've had in the family. What do you say? So I sat down and said, Eddie, Mr. Gray is dead.
Yeah, you have to be really honest and blunt.
No, none of this. He's gone to
He's
sleep.
gone to heaven. None of this rubbish. Because also, it's
very
not
literal.
Fair.
Very literal. He's gone. He is dead. Is he not at the vets? Because he knew we were taking him to the vets. I said he's not at the vets. He's dead. Everything that is living dies. And I talked about trees. I thought his world's going to be fucking rocked. He's going to cry. And he looked at me and he went, I need a wee. It's like, all right, mate, let's go to the toilet. Yeah. And I'm so grateful for him and Hope because they're keeping us sane. That was Thursday and Friday. And then we went out on Saturday.
Yeah.
That was nice.
It was lovely, wasn't it?
Yes. We went out with the International Women's Day lot, didn't we?
Yeah. I drank too much rosé. I don't remember much the conversation from Embankment onwards.
Yeah. I do, I think. Mind you, I'm not a memory loss kind of
I am
person.
now as I've got older. I really struggle with it. And I always worry the next day, like, oh God, truth serum. Did I say anything I shouldn't have said? Fucking hell, I normally do. I love you, but...
Well, I'm glad we didn't actually speak too much
No.
then on Saturday.
And you think, what did we talk about for like 6 hours? What did we talk about? Was it just so much waffle that we just like can't remember because I don't know. Anyway, I think I had a great time.
Yeah, I definitely had a good time, and I woke up with a bit of a sore head on Sunday. Immediately hit with Matt very upset, hugging the dog downstairs, saying, because Wilson's very much Matt's dog, I think it's time.
Oh.
So then we called the vets and had the dog put to sleep on Sunday. Fucking horrific.
Yeah.
72 hours, lost all of our animals. And this is, I should have given a trigger warning, shouldn't I, if anyone's experienced pet loss. But my way of dealing with it is very, very dark humour. It's the only way that I can get through. So with Mr. Gray, whilst we were really, really upset at the time, and still afterwards, it was just Matt and I that had said goodbye to him. They fucking left us in there for 15 minutes. 15 minutes of tears and goodbyes. That's a really fucking long time. So but I was going to Matt, like, I'm dry. I don't think I've got any tears left.
Left you where? What
In the fucking vet, saying goodbye before they administered, before they euthanised him.
Oh.
So with Wilson, we'd spent the morning with him. Matt, he couldn't walk in the end. He was carrying him everywhere, so we carried him outside. And it was less dark with Wilson, but fucking hell, it's just harrowing, really, isn't it, saying goodbye to a family pet? And then when we were in the room, they had to, because he's a big boy, they had to take him out on a stretcher to go and put the cannula in, brought him back in. And the vet was like, I've brought you some chocolate. And I was like, oh, thanks. She was like, oh, it's for Wilson. I was like, oh, okay. She said because he's passing away and we're saying goodbye to him, he can have it. His first taste of chocolate. So she brought him two bits of chocolate.
Oh.
Weird, huh?
I think that's a bit weird.
But weirdly, Matt had said it to me at home. He said, should we give him chocolate now because he's never had it? I was like, no, we don't know what it's going to do to him. And then the vet did that. So we had a little square of dairy milk and a Reese's cup. Before,
I mean, it's sweet.
Yeah, nice, but odd. There must be a thing that they do, though.
It must be something. It must be just like a little nice gesture.
Yeah, and he was licking my hand when his heart stopped, which meant that he died like this. No one can see me, but he died with his tongue out. And
do you mind me laughing at that?
Absolutely not. I told you, my way to get through this is to cry and laugh.
Do you know, I just had this image, not of the dog, but like the whole chocolate thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to circulate back to that minute.
Yeah.
Because imagine if you were allergic to peanuts and then on your deathbed they'd be like, you can have some peanuts now.
I know.
Would you want them?
I don't know. He enjoyed it though, and he was put down so quickly after that no one will never ever know. He seemed happy, which actually makes it worse. Like because he was so with it, like still eating, still drinking, but he just couldn't use his legs.
Yeah,
it was a really tough decision. And so he died with his tongue thickened out. And he also died with his eyes open, which is normal. But both Matt and I were going, now go to sleep, and like putting our hands over his face and using our fingers to shut his eyes, and he just kept going, opening his eyes back up again like a fucking doll. It was awful. We must have tried about 3 times. We're both like quietly going with his body to shut his eyes. It just wasn't working. And then in the end I just went, we need to leave. And he was like, yes, we do. Oh, God. Yep. Have you ever put a pet down?
No, I remember we had a dog and a cat called Toby and Winston. They were amazing pets. And as a kid, when you were talking about Eddie, like as a kid, I remember Dad telling us, and I remember Dad being devastated. Yeah. They were his, like he loved these animals. And I remember us very much like, oh, that's really sad. And I remember Dad burying them in the garden.
Yeah.
And we were like, I don't think he buried Toby. I'm not sure if it was Ashes because he was a golden retriever. I remember the cat being buried in the garden.
Well, golden retriever's like it's substantially different size.
Yeah, I don't think that would have been. I don't think there was enough land.
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember Dad doing like a bit of a funeral for them, and we were like, oh, that's really sad. Yeah, we had a little cry and then we went off.
I know, it's so weird. It's so transactional. And when Matt was with Wilson, when we were with him on the Sunday, we'd made the decision, we'd spoken to the vet and we were booked in at 11 o'clock. And we're on the grass, it was a beautiful sunny day, and we're just saying goodbye to him, like we're just surrounding ourselves with him, but Hope's like pottering around and Eddie's playing in the conservatory, and I went in and said, Eddie, we're going to be going soon, you need to say goodbye to Wilson because he's not coming home. And I said, do you want to say goodbye? And he went, yeah. I was like, okay. And then he just opened the door to the garden and went, bye, Wills. Me and Matt were like, okay, right, that's it. It's just, their brains are fascinating, I think. And then at the when we put him down in the vets, you get all these questions about, do you want to take away the body? Do you want to bury them? The vet started reading to us that he said, I need to read this disclaimer, and I said, I'm just going to stop you there. We had our cat put to sleep on Thursday, and he went, Mr. Gray, and I was like, yeah, and he said, I'm so sorry. I said, it's fine, but don't feel like you need to read this because we've already had it 72 hours ago. And he didn't read it, which was fine. And you can go for a communal cremation, or you can go for an individual cremation, which is a lot more expensive.
Communal cremation? What, they put all the animals together and you get a share of the ashes?
You don't get the ashes back.
Oh, right. I was going to say, like, divvy it up.
No.
Mix it all in, divvy it up, have a go.
No, that looks about Mr. Grey Skies. 1.5 carps, yeah. No, it's not like that. I don't think it is. It's not my experience. So with Mr. Gray, we both opted at the time for communal cremation. And then when we got home, we knew it wasn't going to be long for Wilson, and he really went downhill after Gray had passed away. Matt was saying, I really want an individual cremation for Wilson. I was like, you fucking arsehole, you can't do that. If the cat goes communal, yeah, fuck him, and fucking the dog gets this, like, that's on the fucking on the shelf at home. I said, it's not fair. Also, the cost disparity is fucking huge, and it's not covered by insurance because it's your choice. So there's that horrible, like, I want to do what's right, but I can't afford to do what's right at the same time. It's just a horrible, weird, which I guess must be what, when you don't have National Health Service, that is such an element and a weight on the decision for treatment, right? Which is, I'm grateful for it. Anyway, we're in the room, and then we decided on communal cremation, and then we got home and Matt was like, I think we're fucked up, and spoke to our brother-in-law, who said you can take him off the vets and get it done at Bedford Crem. So then Matt had this awful, this is obviously bank holiday, awful like 24 hours of, have they taken his body? I really want to speak to the Crem about it and see if they can do Wilson, and then we get his ashes back. So on Monday morning, he spoke to the vets, went through to the emergency line. As I said, I hope you don't mind, but is Wilson still with you? So he was cremated up at the Crem, and we'll be getting him back soon.
So you haven't got Mr. Gray, but you've got Wilson?
Yeah. And the vet actually said, and Mr. Gray, and Matt was like, I think it's too late. And she said, yes, it is, because he'd already been taken. Which is sad. Anyway, pet death, not ideal.
Wowzers.
But we're just trying to
Ashes are a funny old thing, aren't they?
I don't know, I'll tell you when they arrive.
Yeah, because it's like, I don't know, everyone believes something different, but once they're gone, they're gone. I've got a really funny thing with death because I've experienced so much of it.
Yeah.
I'm a bit cold when it comes to it. I'm a bit like, yeah, that's just life, that's just what happens. But then, did I tell you about my dad, like what we done with my dad's ashes? Oh my God, this was so funny. So my dad, he basically turned around to us when we were younger and he said, I don't give a flying fuck about what happens to me. Don't stick me on a shelf. Like, I have no interest in being anywhere. Once I'm gone, I'm gone. And I remember his partner at the time said, you need to put some money aside for a funeral. And he went, well, I don't give a shit. I'll be dead. That was his exact words.
They can pay for it.
They can sort it out. Brilliant. And she was like, that's really selfish. She went, I don't give a fuck. I'll be dead.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, if you don't give a fuck, why should we give a fuck? Anyway, so we had to sell all of his stuff to pay for his funeral, which was annoying, but also, like, there was a lot of humour and fun in it, you know. And then when we had his ashes, I said to Kaz, well, I don't want to stick him on a shelf. And Kaz went, I don't want him on a shelf. You have memories. I don't want to look at something and remind me to be sad. That's how I feel about death. Like, I never remember days, the month. Like, I never remember birthdays, death days, wedding. I never remember stuff like that. And I think it's just my way of dealing with it. I'm sure there's some psychological stuff there. But I'm like, I don't need to remember the day that my mum died so that I feel sad every year. Like, I know she's dead. I don't need to remember my dad, dad's death. Anyway, so me and my sister were like, we need to go and do something. Willow was in a buggy, and my sister, I don't know if Kaz was pregnant, but Willow was like 1.5 maybe. And we said, well, he's from Amersham way, Buckinghamshire, so let's just go round there and see what we can find. So me and Kaz were like, well, we had like a family get together, and Kaz went, well, why don't we just go over like before we go to the families, and we'll just go and have a little drive around and see if we can find any nice churches. And I was like, okay, cool. So we went to, I was like, well, Henley's nearby. I don't actually remember the church that we found, but we literally Googled church with river, and we found this church. It was like 10 minutes away. I was like, that looks cool. So we went there.
Really,
if this
well
is illegal,
thought out
I'm really
plan.
sorry.
Yeah.
And we did find this beautiful church on the river. It was absolutely beautiful. There was nobody there. And we just went for a little walk with a buggy, ashes under the buggy, like, let's have a little look. And I said to Kaz, like, we should just put him in the river. That'd be really nice. But I've never felt ashes before. So I just thought it would be like in the movies, you know, it just flies away, or like it just floats.
Is it not like that?
It's like a fucking cement.
What?
It's like cement, ashes.
No.
Anyway, so I had the box with the carrier bag, like the plastic bag that the ashes come in and put in a box, right? So I had them. Kaz was holding Willow.
Oh my God, this is so weird.
This is hilarious, right? And this is so my dad as well. So I was like, I'll sprinkle it in the river, thinking it would just sprinkle. It fell out of the bag like a lead fucking weight, and then all of a sudden there was this grey mass in the river. And I was like, Kaz, I've dumped Dad in the river. Like, look at him. And this cloud of grey just filled the water, and I was like, fuck, what is this? And then Kaz was like, save a bit, I'll sprinkle him on the tree.
Oh my God.
It was like something out of a sketch. So she sprinkled a little bit on the tree, and I was like, Kaz, we've actually dumped Dad in the river. Like, what is it? What has happened? This is not the romantic thing. We were crying and laughing at the same time. I'd had a baby recently. I'd pissed myself. Like, we took a picture of like, here we are. Don't actually remember where it is. So I never actually thought about looking at the picture to see if it has the location still. But I think my sister went and found it. I think she said she managed to find the church. But
oh my God.
We don't remember where it is. Dad's been dumped in a river. We have this memory, but it is just surrounded by laughter. Like, we got to my nan's, and Nan was like, what have you been up to? We went, well, we found a church in the river. We dumped Dad's ashes, sprinkled a little bit in a tree, pissed myself, laughed loads. And Nan was like, sounds like the perfect day. It's a perfect send-off.
Yeah.
It was like, for us and for our
Very
family.
apt,
and
yeah.
it was very, very apt. I can imagine if there are such things as spirits, and if he would have seen us of any way, he would have absolutely been pissing himself.
Yeah, yeah. Really
That's my
embodied.
girls. That's my girls. That's exactly what I wanted. Dump me in the river. Didn't give a shit.
Well, he didn't care, did he?
Yeah, so it made me laugh when you were talking about the ashes, but yeah, they're like cement.
Do you know, weirdly, I feel comfort that Wilson is coming home.
Do you?
Yeah, it's very odd. But I felt as soon as they both slipped away, I didn't want to be near their bodies, their empty bodies.
Mm.
And I feel the same about human death. Like, I've never been one to want to go and see a body.
No.
Because Mum's Irish and comes from a Catholic family. When people in the family have passed, they have the body in the house.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It was with Uncle John is the last one, and all of our family were like, do you want to go in and see him? And my sister and I are going, fuck no, thank you, no. It's a vessel, lovely.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll feel differently about
I'd be
that.
happily being cremated and dumped in the sea, actually.
I don't want to be cremated. I want the pressure wash water blast
Oh, yeah, you said
that Katie Holmes was talking about, yeah. I do. Because I don't like fire.
Oh, God, she is the best celebrant.
Yes, she's amazing. Yeah.
Amazing celebrant.
Can
but
we book her for our funeral?
everybody has. She's like, I love that. I don't want any of you dying. But yes, of course, I would do it with absolute pleasure. Yeah. But I've seen her deliver funerals.
Have you?
Yeah, because husbands, her mums.
Did she do them?
Mm-hmm. She wasn't a celibate then.
I was going to say.
So she pretty much done them. But the way that she can articulate herself in such a sad situation... I mean, she had, at both funerals, she had people laughing and crying at the same time. She has such gifted. A skill.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's so talented. Like, this is the perfect thing for her. But also, a perfect career for her, perfect business for her. But also, you can see why she's so popular. Because she has this way of making death comfortable.
Yeah.
And making it all okay to feel whatever you're feeling. Oh, she's just, like, yeah, that is her superpower. And I'm so proud of her for following her heart with that.
So let's give Katie's business a shout out.
Katie Holmes Celebrancy.
Give her a follow.
Yeah, give her a follow, but also have a look at her website. It's difficult because it's not something you know of, is it? It's not like she has this vicar in her family who has done her wedding, her mum's wedding, her mum's funeral, her stepdad's funeral. He done Gary, her husband's funeral. Like, this vicar has travelled all over the country to follow this family in every happy or sad situation.
Wow.
And I think she has taken that and is like, I want to deliver the same service that I've experienced from this one vicar, and I want to deliver this for other families. Yeah.
She's special.
She really is. Special. Yeah, she really is. But
only funerals though, guys.
Yeah, she doesn't do happiness. That's what she says.
Yeah, but her energy just reaches everyone. She's such an incredible soul.
Yeah, she is. She's a beautiful human. And yeah, if you know, that's the sort of person you'd want talking at your
100%
funeral, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Or celebrating your life.
Yes, yeah. Totally agree. How do we move on from death? You got a gift, didn't you, today?
I got a bullshit button.
It's good, isn't it?
Buzzer.
Yes.
A bullshit buzzer. Yes, I absolutely love it. Thank you.
You are welcome.
I might call myself out on it as well, you know?
Yeah. I'm not ready for
but
that.
It's really loud, so when I'm on the phone and I'm listening to people speak, I can't really
You can mute yourself.
Yeah, true. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of... I might put the phone down, then do the bullshit buzzer.
Yeah. It's too risky, isn't it, to try and mute yourself and then... What's that noise? What?
What are you talking about? Bullshit. Yeah, it is... It's really cool. And I've always envisioned us having an office space of some sort.
Have you?
For Moos. Yeah, I have. I've always had this vision of... It's funny, actually. I've always had a vision of a big house, because me and Martin, it's our dream to build our own home. That is our goal, ultimate goal. But I've always had a vision of this home, but then some office with a warehouse underneath.
Yep.
But office upstairs, but like really open...
Huh? And a bat cave underneath.
Oh, God, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? But yeah, like a big warehouse,
converted stable or something.
Kind of, yeah, downstairs, but then the offices upstairs, recording studio, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But really open, really cool, but homely. So, you know, my house is next door type thing.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
Yeah.
So
I'll take my bullshit buzzer then.
Yeah, and hopefully I can come and hot desk from your office.
Yeah.
Every now and then.
I'd love that. I'd love to have like a co-working space.
Oh, big
Because
time.
I really want I've talked about this, I really want a Soho House membership. But I don't know if I'd use it that much because I don't go into London at all. But I like the idea of like some sort of co-working space. It's really cool. It's got nice food, nice hotel rooms, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I really want to build one. Not today.
Not today, my friend. We've got a lot to do.
We have got a lot to do. So what else have we've been talking about TV, haven't we?
We have, and this really excites me. And it will excite any founder of any business, no matter how big or small. Because I've never anticipated that I would ever get Moos on TV advertising. I never thought it'd be possible.
To me, like genuinely so upsetting.
Because you just think,
inaccessible.
When I'm at that business level, when I've got £1 million marketing budget, then maybe I'll consider it. That's actually what goes through my head, and I would imagine that would go through the heads of many small business owners. So when I had Sky reach out to me, because they're doing a lot of work within the franchise space and it's a connection of Tim's, I was like, I'll have a chat with him. He put this proposal together and I was like, that's fucking amazing. What, I could get on TV advert for $3,000 to cover 3 areas of my salons? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And he was like, no, you're going to have to spend some money on production, videos, all of this. I was like, this is a no-brainer. And it's so targeted, which is why it can be done. But then obviously talking to you and all your massive background of media, I was like telling you all excited, and you went, I'm actually going to tell everybody what your analogy was. So
Did you like it?
I liked it. I mean, I'm going to use it. I've also used it to explain to Yaz exactly where you're coming from. So Nicole said to me, imagine you've got an entire wall of different colour nail varnishes, but you pick red because that's all you know. And you pick red because you always pick red, but that's what you know, that's what you're comfortable with. But there's a plethora of colours that you're missing out on.
Yeah.
Just explore. Try something different.
Well, I
was like, okay.
But I just want you to, see how accessible media is. Sky AdSmart have done an impeccable job of turning your head, to use Callum's phrase.
Yes.
And making you go, I could actually create a 30-second advert for Moos and put it on the telly. That is cool.
I could actually be on, my brand could actually be on TV.
Yeah.
The weight of that. Screw social media, I'm sorry, but screw that.
Yeah.
The weight of that. And then I was like, what could I get on this morning? Just joking. And you went, well, potentially. I was like, shut.
Yeah. Because you have, I was really, really, when you said about Sky AdSmart, every cell in my body was like, oh my God, let me help you, please. But you have to figure out this thing on your own. This is your brand and you need to touch it, feel it and experience it. But, so, to go back a step, I then spoke to Callum yesterday, who heads up ITV Adventures, which is all about incubating brands and getting them to spend on TV for the first time. And they enable you to do that with two schemes. One being Ignite, which is assisting by matching your budget with their value. So you would spend X amount and they would double it in value and then help you to scale, but also help you with production and ensure that it's effective. So once they've signed an NDA, they'll plug into your Google Analytics using ITV's research team, so you can attribute your activity with what is happening on your website. So it benefits them as well because they want to be able to make this a case study.
Yeah.
So massive, that's the Ignite side. And then they've got a media for equity side, which is for brands that really want to spend on television but don't have the budgets to unlock that. So they will get ITV to invest and take equity in the business and do it that way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's big.
Massive. So it's about diversifying ITV's commercial revenue streams, incubating brands to get them onto TV and show them how accessible it truly is and how much mass reach it can provide. Because everyone is saying TV's dead, no one watches it in the same way, you blah, 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 blah,
exactly
blah.
What I said to you.
But ITV still is the largest broadcaster. It's the only place where you can generate mass reach on such a large scale out of the entire media landscape. Will blow online socials out of the fucking water. It's next level reach. So if you are looking to build a brand and you want to work with a partner, but you don't have... So there's... You know, last time we recorded, we talked about media agencies, I think, and how they work. So if you've spent on television before, you would probably direct a media agency if you're spending up to £1 million and above.
Yeah. Because
they are best placed to buy that media for you. When you are new to TV or new to media, where do you go? How do you know? This is what I was talking to Callum about yesterday. I was like, ITV Adventures needs to do more brand exposure for themselves.
Yeah, with small businesses. Like, who would have... I'd never have heard of it before, never known.
But it's just... They are there because they want to support and show how accessible
Why
it
are they
is.
not tapping into, like, NatWest Accelerator?
Oh, I don't know. But Callum has done a podcast recently which really explains where ITV Adventures sits in the marketplace and why it's important. And every single one of the media owners out there, whether it be radio, whether it be television, press, out of home, have this support because they know that it's how you grow brands, which benefits them in the long run.
Yeah, because the more you grow because of them, the more you're going to spend on advertising, right?
Exactly, yeah. And the more you'll be affiliated with the ones that give you that first step up. So it's a huge opportunity. But when you talk to SMEs, hardly anyone fucking knows about it.
But also, no one knows about it, but they will all feel the same. You need masses of budgets.
It's expensive.
I would have been embarrassed to go to ITV with $3,000 and say, what can you do for me? I thought I would have been laughed out. Like, you're not even allowed in for a meeting if you haven't got £1 million.
No. And the thing is, this is where you don't need a media agency on your side. What you need
Nicole Billam.
What you need is someone to go, hey, look at this, look at all the... But you approach them direct, because you've got a better chance of getting a better deal if you go client direct.
But I think there's a lot of prep, though, for businesses, like the stuff that we've talked about.
Oh, it's huge, yeah.
And the thought process of a company like me, you're going to be dealing directly with founders, or, founders are going to be sitting there like me. I've written notes like, how do you create an advert? What do you even put in it? What's the messaging?
Yeah.
Because at that sort of level, you're going to be doing a lot of it yourself, or a lot of the framework yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful that I have you to do that with.
Yeah.
But for any other company that doesn't have Nicole Billam in their back pocket, where they wouldn't know where to start with all of that.
No, they don't. And I can only speak... I know Callum because we work together, and it's incredible that he's empathetic and he understands and he really wants to deliver great work. But not every salesperson, commercial person is that way inclined. Sky AdSmart, because it's been around for a lot longer, has got a massive team behind it, and each one of those individuals has been trained differently. So I don't know whether they're out for the best interests, and same goes for other media owners. If they're out for the best interests of the brands that they're working with,
mass sales at small.
Yeah. So the things that we need to think about are you ready for scale?
Yeah.
Like if you're going to put an ad out there, you're going to get a shit ton more eyeballs on it.
Yeah, is your website... Like, these are all the things you went through with me. Like, is your website strong enough? I was like, I haven't got a bloody clue.
What's your serve capacity?
Yeah.
But also, who's your avatar? Because this then becomes your target audience, which then becomes your demo, your demograph for what you buy your media by and what you measure it against.
Because when you think of those companies that were at our marketing training last week, yours, there was a lady that owned the farm, Milton Keynes. Yeah. What farm's it called?
MK Patch.
Patch
MK,
Patch
sorry.
MK.
Yeah.
I loved what she was doing, but she would be the perfect person to be able to advertise. So you're going to have a chat with her about it, aren't you?
Yes, I'm seeing her today.
Yeah.
But there are so many brands. And the thing is, if you look at ITV, for example, and you stack that up against Sky AdSmart, yes, they can hyper-target. Yes, they can geo-target. But it depends what your objectives are. It's the same for any marketing activity. If you're spending on organic social media, are you getting the ROI that requires? Why are you doing it?
Return on investment.
Sorry, yes, yeah. So, have you got the foundation for scale if you're looking to invest on media? Do you truly know what the right demographic is for you? So we refined that based on what Sky have sent, haven't we, yesterday?
Yeah.
So, are we happy to share that?
Yeah.
So, Sky had suggested 18 plus women as a target.
They'd also put medium to high affluency, didn't they?
Yeah, which means ABC1 as an audience.
Yeah.
So, because if you think TV is all about supply and demand, that's how the costings are worked out. So if that audience that you're going for, there's not a lot of people in the UK that fit into that criteria, that's going to make it more expensive. So ABC1s as an upmarket audience is actually quite expensive, because comparatively versus all of the adults in the UK, there's not that many of them.
Yeah.
Whereas, I'm worried I'm going into too much detail.
No.
Whereas if you bought all women, for example, without a skew on social class, it would be cheaper.
Would it?
Yes. Because it's a bigger pool of people.
Oh, it'd be cheaper per...
Yeah.
What's it called? What's that?
Cost per mil or cost per 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cost per 1,000 views. So I think it's really fucking exciting. I think Moos, I think it's going to be amazing. I think it's wonderful that we've got Callum's support. But also, when Callum and I were talking yesterday, we were saying, I can see Moos on this morning. I was like, oh no. On this morning. On the sofa.
Talking about nail training.
Yeah.
Yes, I can. And the more I sit with it, the more I can feel it.
Good, yeah.
Because it is special. It is something very unique. It's going back to that trailblazing and fear. feeling the fear and doing it anyway. But it's that fear of, there's the beauty industry, especially the nail side of it, can be quite toxic. There's a lot of everybody knows better. There's a lot of like experts. There's a lot of nonsense as well. And I actually want to be the voice of reason when it comes to nails, and not be aligned with a brand. So therefore I'm selling something. But I want to really teach people how to take care of nails. But because of the products we're using, I don't think we've gone into this much, have we, with the nail training? Have we talked about it?
I think we did talk about it off the back of the complaint. Yeah, we did, because you said what you're doing, why you've changed it. But I don't think that we have spoken since you created the training. Right.
So I've created an online training program, teach nail therapists and nail professionals how to deal with things like onycholysis, when your nail plate lifts and you get the white underneath and it detaches from nail bed, and greenies, which is really common, especially with extensions and overlays. It's not a fungus. Everyone thinks it's fungus, and it's not. It's a bacteria that sits in between a nail plate, and an artificial nail layer, and it causes this greeny effect, which would then lead to potential allergies or potential onycholysis. There's lots of different things, but they are actually seen in the beauty industry a lot, but no one talks about it. And then there's this void in the middle where the insurance companies want to avoid, don't want anything to do with it, because then they would have to pay out if people are suing. So insurance companies basically go, oh, well, follow manufacturer's guidelines. So then you speak to the manufacturer and they say, well, you have to use our lamps with our products, you have to use everything, and keep a record of all of your batch numbers. Now, I'm sorry, if someone's got a greenie on their nails, it could have been from 3 months ago. We've done 24,000 nail treatments last year in Moos, in 1 year. 24,000.
Amazing, yeah.
Because
but
I was
not trackable on this level.
How can I track a nail polish? Like, if I'm a one-man band, I'm probably using the same bottle, you know? But we go through hundreds of these bottles. Yeah. There is no way I'd be able to track a batch number. And if someone ever told me I need to put that in my process, like there was a thing that came out saying you need to patch test waxing. And I was like, absolutely not. There is not a chance in hell I'm going to patch test waxing, because an insurance company is refusing to pay based on patch testing. Operate my business, tell me how I'm going to incorporate a patch test of wax. Not happening. Yeah. There's not enough allergies to warrant it. Like lash tinting has to. Yeah. Like any of those treatments most definitely have to, but you cannot patch test a wax. No. It's not on the skin long enough. Yeah. And the allergy risk is so minimal, it's not worth it for us as an operation. But it's the same with nails. So then you go to the manufacturer and they basically avoid having any accountability or responsibility unless you've used all their system, and then they might deal with the case for you. But it's still avoiding, right? And then you've got beauty therapists, nail professionals, when they're not teaching this at college. They're not learning anything about the complications or the possible outcomes or whatever. They're not even learning anything. And I was like, well, where do we go? Where do we go? And there's an online portal that's got a lot of stuff. It's free, but it's created by nail experts, but it's very scientific. It's very technical. It's very like, look at the molecule structure of an acrylate and all of this. And I'm like, that's not what I need. No. What I need in my salons, I've got like 50, 60 therapists. What I need is for them to know what could go wrong, how to deal with it, how to communicate with that client to stop them from panicking. And how to be confident in that. Yeah. There is nowhere to go for that. Yeah. So the person that struggles and misses out in all of this is the client and the therapist, right? So when all these people avoiding the blame, the people that are dealing with it are the therapists and the clients. So the clients are freaking out and the therapists are freaking out because they don't want to do it. So the therapists just bury their head and panic if this rears its ugly head. And the clients are then going, well, you don't know. Where do I go? They want to blame somebody. So they're blaming the nail tech. They go to the doctors. The doctors blame the nail tech and say it's all down to hygiene. But the doctors don't know either. Yeah. And I'm like, this is a fucking shit show.
So what's the solution, Amy Lewis?
I created a training program. Originally, I just done it for my own businesses because, like, you know, stay in your lane. I was like, I I'm not fussed about anybody else.
Let's play it safe.
Let's play it safe. I want it for my salons. I want my team to feel really comfortable. If someone's getting onycholysis, why could it be? It will be a process of elimination. It will be, look at your medication. Has anything changed? Because that can cause it. It could be the start of an allergy. You know, have you got any sensitivity? And you can get an allergy 2 years after using a product. But it's having the confidence to tell that person that this is what's happening. That client, you're getting onycholysis. Could be the start of an allergy. Let's go through your consultations. Have you had a change in medication? Have you, all of this. Everything is a process of elimination. It's not a blame. There is something that's happening here and this is not okay. It could be a product, it could be medication, it could be your health, it could be a multitude of things. Let's work through it together. So I created a training program for my team. And actually I think I'm sat on something really special.
And what are we doing with it?
At the minute, nothing.
Nothing yet?
Nothing yet. But I really want to get it out into the beauty world. I really want to get it out there into the hands of people that need it, those people that are sat working for themselves, not part of the teams, and the businesses, that are dealing with these complaints, because the products we're using are more efficient than they've ever been, but they're also stronger than they've ever been.
Yes.
And there's not enough understanding, there's not enough respect for the product, but also people are leaving it on their nails for up to 4 weeks and they think that's okay, but then that causes so many problems, because yes, they look good, but underneath their greenies are coming,
Yeah. Where's the accountability?
There's no, and people just want to blame, and it's like, I'm coming at it. I'm going to educate clients. If you choose to keep it on your nails for 4 weeks, that's your choice, but this is the complications that will come of it, and that's your decision. I want my therapist to be confident to say that.
Yeah.
But also, this has to change in the nail world. These products are really strong.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that are learning in college how to paint nails still.
Yeah.
They're not learning about builder gels, but they can buy builder gels.
Yeah.
There's a massive void area. Yeah. So actually, I want this training to go to colleges. I want them to know about this because they're not teaching it. But the people who are teaching in colleges haven't got this information anyway.
So how do you impact change at an education level for this?
You need to go into companies or governing bodies like Habia, for instance. So I started working with Habia to write the waxing code of practice.
Yeah. But
to do the actual education, there's a few people I know that I've worked with in the past that would know how to get into that. But the education that they're teaching, they're still teaching strip wax on the face. But they're also, you've got people teaching in colleges, beauty colleges, that have never actually worked in salons.
Yeah.
So they've done a beauty qualification with the basic knowledge and then teaching it.
Yeah.
So the level, the quality of therapists, they're getting signed off and they don't even know. And then my waxing training that I put together, I make all of my team go through it, even if they're qualified, and they would all say that the theory is so much more intense than they learn in 2 years in college. Like, how mad is that?
Yeah.
So we actually support colleges if they buy our products at a heavily discounted price, because I want them to use good quality products rather than just the cheapest, crappiest ones they can get hold of. I will let them have access to my theory for free.
Yeah.
I care more about those students coming out and being employable than anything else. Oh my God, it's a whole thing in itself.
I know. And you are going to affect that change, definitely.
I really want to.
But I personally want you on, and I know you do as well, to be as loud and proud about this as possible.
Yeah, but it's ruffling feathers. I done one video on social and it really put me off kilter, because I had the person that's created this online training herself message on my Instagram, because I'd done a video saying there isn't anywhere to go for this information, so I'm creating my own. Let me know if you're interested. Creating a bit of a wait list, I suppose, but let me know if you're interested, if this is something you want to do. We're in trial phase at the minute. I want my own team to do it. But I want to help the beauty industry or the nail therapists. I want people to feel really comfortable knowing this information, so that we're all talking the same language, so this blame culture can stop. And the doctors don't know.
Yeah.
So we need to be directing our clients to go to the doctors to ask for a fungal test, for instance. They don't need to go in saying, what's wrong with me? We've told them. We're not medical professionals, but we know more about this because it's our jam.
Yeah.
So then I thought, well, if I'm going out in the big wide world, do I need to get it signed off like it's facts? And I was like, no, because it is fact.
Yeah.
I'm using medical journals to get this information. The research that's gone into this training is massive.
Yeah.
I know that it's factually correct.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, do I need to work with a brand? And then I thought, well, no, because then I'm aligned with a brand. I don't want to do that. I want it to be fully independent.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a few people to do it that I really trust. And they've all come back and said that hands down the best thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
And it's only an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It's just knowledge. But I won't say layman's knowledge. It's just lots of information that's out there pulled together, put in one place and explained in a therapist perspective.
Yeah.
And our main mission is to care for these clients.
Mm-hmm.
That should be our goal. It shouldn't be an ego thing.
No.
But it is. Yeah. Everywhere you go, it's an ego thing. And then when I had these comments on my post, I was like, oh, fuck. I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know if I've got the fight in me.
Well, it's resilience, isn't it?
It is. And I will be there'll be a lot of people because they follow this particular person. There's a lot of, there's a lot of ass kicking of these fucking dinosaurs in the beauty world. And it drives me insane. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, the people that have had this information for 30 years, it's not necessarily relevant anymore. Yeah. Times have changed. Like,
adapt.
Everything's changed. We're here doing 23,000 sets of nails and you're not thinking we're the experts or we know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So, Nicole wants me to get onto this morning.
I really do, yeah.
To talk to people.
Yeah.
About this nail training.
Haven't we written a press release?
Yes.
Yeah.
You have. Yes. But I am going to be fighting dinosaurs. The people, I call them dinosaurs. It's not fair because actually they're very lovely people. But you know what I mean? That kind of people that have been in the industry. Yeah, that industry. And they've got big following, and they're going to... Moos is still not very well known in the beauty industry because I'm not that person.
Yeah.
It's not because I don't want to. I just can't be fucked with it.
Yeah.
I care more about my team and my clients.
But you're building it another way. You're building it a non-traditional way versus the way that they
I don't need to be up
brands.
on a stage to prove that I'm something. I don't need to be in every beauty magazine to prove to the beauty industry that I am who I say I am. Yeah. I care more about my clients and the service we're delivering. And that's where I'm, again, staying in my lane.
Yeah. Can I just make a point? I've not said this up until now. We're on the cusp. It's a beautiful day outside. Yeah. You can probably hear the birds on the recording, but... It's probably now that we need to be speaking about it.
While everyone's having their nails done. Yeah. But people have it done all year round now.
I know. But there's... you experience a surge on salon side, don't you, in the summer?
Yeah, always. But that's more waxing and pedicures that drives us. But nails, people come all year round. But we've put in a few... guidelines so we won't let people do more than 2 or 3 infills before removal. There's lots of things we're trying, like preventative measures to help. And our clients, the way that we've communicated with them, they understand why we're doing it.
Yeah.
They know what we're doing. They know why we're doing it. And because of how many nail treatments we're doing, we see this probably more frequently than most businesses would.
But also you're doing it for the client. That's the difference. Yeah. This is not about shaming anyone. It's not about, ripping apart the education sector. The beauty education sector.
I just want them to be able to serve better.
Yeah, this is just to level up, to adapt for the technology that they're using. Technology?
I suppose. Is it technology?
Equipment?
No, because it's a product. Yeah, it's just a more modern product.
I think it's incredible.
Thanks, love. Thank you. And I know that I'm onto something. And I know that there's other people that probably have this knowledge... But it's just getting it into a format that is understandable.
It's lovely.
And that I'm talking from someone that's going through this. I'm the one that deals with these complaints. They come to me.
I know.
By the time if this is coming up, oh my God, they want to speak to the owner of the business because they are freaking out, and rightly so.
Yeah.
But what my biggest concern is, they shouldn't be coming to me because the nail therapist, this is why it all started, the nail therapist should feel comfortable enough to tell someone what it is and why they've got it, and then go through that process of elimination.
Yeah.
But it got to a point I had nobody in my company that knew how to deal with it other than me.
Yeah.
And even the most experienced people freaked out. They didn't know, they weren't comfortable. And I was like, we're seeing more and more and more of this. What is going on? And there was people that said, have the manufacturer of the products changed an ingredient? Like, there's something, because we're seeing more. And I think it's just the volume that we're doing.
But it's this blame culture that is driving that, isn't it? Because if you've got a client going, this is your fault. What have you done?
And then as soon as that therapist goes, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I don't know what it is.
Oh, I knew it was you.
I knew it was your fault. Yeah. You've got skanky tools. You've got dirty hygiene. And I was like, why are we seeing more? And when I'm saying more, I'm talking like one a month. Yeah. Or, you know, severe cases where the nails are lifting and they're dark green, and they literally have to wait for them to grow out, and they're looking for me because doctors don't know what it is, and then they have to do testing to see if it's fungal, which can take weeks. Yeah. And you can't diagnose fungal without a full test, like nail clippings.
But it's also embarrassing, isn't it?
And that's it. They've gone from having beautiful nails, paying £40 a set every 4 weeks, to then all of a sudden they've got these horrible green nails and they're struggling. It's really common in the States because of the types of products they use. Yeah. However, here, because it's this massive rush of going from, we've all used shellac that lasts like 10 days. You know, if you're lucky. I can't keep shellac on for more than 5-6 days. But we've gone from using shellac, and now everybody wants Builder because of the press that's had it, because it lasts, because it's brilliant and it helps your nails grow, and it's a fucking phenomenal product. But my God, is it different to shellac. And then you've got a much higher risk of allergies because of the chemical makeup. There's a reason why it lasts as long as it does. Yeah. But then the training, you can do training for this particular, like buy out the Builder products, or you can do training, but you don't need to. Yeah. You don't have to. You can just have a beauty qualification and buy it. So we've got this massive storm of, this company has gone huge, like the gel bottle. It's brilliant. We use it. I love it. But it needs the respect from the professionals.
But no one's taking responsibility for it.
No, they are. You. But they are. But they've had such a backlash. They've actually got a Facebook group that's been created against the gel bottle because of allergies. And they've basically been trying. It's like this, oh my God, this witch hunt, and it is so vile and so toxic. But they've got thousands of people in this group that literally, if you say you use gel bottle, they banish you. You're out. And they talk about, you know, gel bottle is horrific, it's this, and I'm like, but they're all people that are calling themselves experts and saying, you know, I've been doing nails 20 years, I've never seen allergies, blah, blah. And it's like, because 20 years ago we were using fucking OPI standard polish, you donut. Like, come on.
Wow.
You know, it doesn't make any sense, but it's so toxic. I just pulled myself out of it because I couldn't deal with the noise. I was like, this is insane that you cannot see that this is just evolution, and that the industry is changing. And instead of you being so angry that you have had a client that's had an allergy and you've had to deal with this, we need to learn, educate. Is this a problem with the product, or do we just need to adapt and change what we're doing? Do we just need to educate clients? Because at the minute, everyone's making as much money as they can because this product is selling. Yes. So everyone's making a shit ton of money doing these nails, but the clients are getting 3 to 4 weeks out of it. So the clients are loving it because it's value for money. And I'm in the middle going, whoa, 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 whoa. I've seen the evolution of all these nails in my time, like in the years I've been doing beauty. I can see this product, I can see why it's so great, but we have to educate people that this is dangerous if you leave it on too long. But that starts with me and my team, and my clients. So I've done it all within my own fold. Yeah. And now that we've put these precautions in place, we've seen a huge drop in complications. Nice. And an increase in bookings, because clients are like, I see it, I don't want that.
Yeah, I want to be there.
I want to be there, but also I like what you're doing because you give a shit. Yeah. And I've been very clear, like, this isn't about money. This isn't about me wanting you in every 2 weeks instead of every 4. Do not be fooled. Like, you can, if you want it every 4 weeks, please go elsewhere. But this will happen. Yeah. And it doesn't matter how good you are as a nail tech, it will happen. Yeah. And actually, one of the people I let go in my business was an incredible nail tech. Her results were phenomenal, but majority of my complaints have been from her work. Because they looked beautiful and she was encouraging people to do 4 weeks. She was that nail tech that is like a lot of people out there without this knowledge. Yeah, well, because she thinks she's putting the client first. By doing great results and making it last 4 weeks. But the work, the things we've had, the backlash of it, like, it's been really messy. So we've been wading through all of that. But this training I've put together, I feel like it's something really special. I don't want to sit on it for much longer. So I'm putting it out to my own network first, like the people that follow Moos Professional, the beauty experts that follow it. I'm putting it out to them first. I suppose because it's my safe place, you know? Yeah. There is that.
And then your mate Nicole's going to speak to this morning, right?
Yeah. Because it is client-centric, not ego-centric.
Yeah.
Which is a huge difference. But again, it's this, you know, trailblazing. It's so nerve-wracking.
Oh, we'll get through it.
Because I'm standing up and going, you guys, like, with or without you, jump on board or stay behind.
Yeah.
Because this is actually how nails should be done. This is what we should be saying to our clients. This is the comms we should be having.
Yeah.
We are the experts. Let's take it back.
Yeah.
But you don't feel like the expert because you've just done a nail course for 1 or 2 days, or you've just done a beauty course when you've covered nails for 2 days. You are not the experts anymore. Just because you've been doing it for 5 years. We've all had the same training.
Yeah.
But I can honestly stand here and say we are the experts. I am dealing with these people all the time. Yeah. This is how we need to fix it.
Well, 23,000 is not it's not a laughable figure.
When I looked at that, I was like, no, that can't be right. 23,500. Oh, fuck. Yeah, it is. Gel manicures and overlays.
Brilliant. I love it. So, on that epic note.
Oh, yes.
We've covered a lot of ground today. Death.
It's been a long one, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. Yeah, thanks for sticking with us if you've made it to this point.
Yeah, me ranting on about nails. But yeah, we've covered a lot.
Yeah, it has been a lot. Stay tuned for next week. Let's see what's going to happen in the next week.
Wowzers, can't wait. Thanks, Nicole.
Thanks, love.
Bye.
Thanks for listening.
Don't forget to give us a cheeky follow, wild_moos.
And if you've got anything that you want to hear from us, or if you've got any questions, please just ping us a DM. We'd love to hear from you.
And please subscribe.
Bye.